What's been the biggest surprise about moving to Australia for you and your family?
The two big things, one's a positive and one is a positive, but I thought it was going to be a negative, is workplace culture is great. Again, the sort of Aussie friendliness extends itself into healthcare. I appreciate that I work privately and I appreciate the company I work for may not be representative of everywhere, but everybody's been great. Everybody's been such a good source of information. Everybody's been kind. I've been unlucky enough to have my son be unwell a couple of times with an infected toenail and just generally being sick once. And the company I work for have an allocation of kind of personal leave that you can take. You build it up over time, but it is an entitlement. Now, again, going back to the NHS, because I was a manager, I was constantly having meetings with people who, when their children were unwell, and they're saying, well, I'm entitled to carers leave. And I found myself having to be that guy saying, well, it's not an entitlement. The NHS has carers leave available to you in such times that you need it. But you felt like you were encroaching on a difficult time in their life. You felt like you were putting a limit on, how much time they could be at home with a sick kid. And here it's an entitlement, and therefore I'm entitled to take that time, when somebody's unwell in my household. So
if you've got it in the account, you just use it.
There was no issue. It was just, that's no problem. Okay, you're going to be back tomorrow, probably. Okay, no problem. No grievance, no complaint. And what I found is that when other people have been off sick, everybody's been more than happy to help go out and drive between clinics to make sure things are covered. And of course, if someone's off sick and you're driving between clinics to cover, you get a shift change allowance, you get a meal allowance, you get your kilometres for driving between clinics, and that comes through in your paycheck, 2 weeks later. So the workplace culture, the workplace standards, and the workplace terms and conditions were far better than I thought they were going to be. I knew they'd be good, but they're better than I thought they were going to be. The thing
it's more than just a better wage.
Yeah, it's more than just a wage. It's the entire being of work. And again, I can only speak for the company I work for, but at the clinics that I work in, there's a stocked kitchen there with coffee pods, tea bags, milk, biscuits, Cheds, which if you've not tried Cheds, they're brilliant, and the crackers, and they just get stocked up, and you can just help yourself throughout the day to that. There's microwave, toaster, kettle, etc. It's all just there just for the staff. So again, it's the small things. And coming back to the thing I was most worried about, probably like a lot of people, I hate spiders.